name's Emily Slesinger, and I'm a PhD student at Rutgers University in the Oceanography program. Much of my research focuses on the impacts of climate change on fish species. My ultimate research goal is to allow us to continue to fish in the future so that we can have fun fishing, we can continue to eat fish, but do so sustainably, keeping in mind the potential impacts that climate change will have on fish. Specifically, my work focuses on black sea bass. Black sea bass are a demersal fish, which means they live at the bottom of the ocean, and we can find them from Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, now all the way into the Gulf of Maine. Black sea bass have become a poster child of climate change, and by that I mean, along the East Coast, we've seen some rapid ocean warming in our waters. Black sea bass distribution has been moving northward over time, and we think that's an effect of ocean warming. Basically, they're trying to go further north to find more optimal and cooler temperatures. So much of my work focuses on the specific impacts of temperature on black sea bass, but I also am curious looking at black sea bass throughout their entire range and to see if there's differences depending on where black sea bass live. I do a variety of research both in the lab and in the field. In the lab, I've done experiments on live fish where we try to measure specific parameters related to metabolism to try to figure out the direct impacts of ocean warming. In the field, I've collected black sea bass throughout their entire range, and then I dissect the fish and then take them back to the laboratory, and I do a series of tests looking at different tissues. In this case, I'm really interested in looking at reproduction and how that may vary throughout black sea bass range, and keeping in mind current climate change and ocean warming. This research is really rewarding because I get to work with a whole variety of scientists and fishermen. Scientists, I get to work with government officials, other students, and other professors at different universities. And for a lot of my research, I rely on fishermen to help me collect fish. And so I also get to communicate with fishermen and get to hear firsthand how climate change may also be affecting them. My motivation is that I really love science. I'm always fascinated by it. I think one of the most amazing things about science is there's always something new to discover. And it took me a while to start to be able to try to ask questions, but I can't explain to you the feeling of having some curiosity, actually setting up a research project, and then starting to see the results come in. And I personally think when you get results that completely go against your hypothesis, that is the most exciting part of science. Essentially, that's when you learn the most. The other thing that keeps me motivated is that I get to work with a whole variety of people. I typically have a lot of undergraduate researchers that work for me, and it's really rewarding to see them grow in science. Many times I have undergraduates come into the lab and they don't quite know if they can do science yet or if they like it. And my favorite moments are when they realize that not only do they like science, but they're actually pretty good at it. They can do a lot more than they think that they can. Many times when I work with students, they decide afterwards when they graduate that they'd like to continue on into graduate school. Graduate school is definitely not for everyone, and I never push that on any of my students. But it is a really great way to continue to get more experience and to start to have your own individuality in science. COVID has impacted my science. By that, mostly I was kicked out of the lab for 5 months. But recently I've been able to come back into the lab. The only other thing now though is I'm very alone in the lab. I, due to safety, can't have many undergraduates working with me, so my hours are a lot longer, and I really do miss working with students. But besides that, I continue to have a job. I'm able to play outside. My family lives in New York right now, so I'm able to go visit my mom and my dad, and I get to live with a very cute cat. Her name is Kitty, and she is the star on all of our Zoom meetings. Essentially, once you turn on a camera, she decides that she wants to go in your lap. So it's been really nice to get to know all of you. I guess I'll just leave it with, if you want to do science or you don't know if you want to do science, please try. Science is for everyone. And if you enjoy science, it can be incredibly rewarding and incredibly fun. Thank you and have a great day.